Me Professor Charles Mafu Eninkomo, National President UTAG name Bizan say per the statement that you know, I believe on the 30th of July, no, is a strike on. Prof, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
But I don't know what I'm saying. Yo, Prof, last week you knew the Nkoma Mohente say and more chance here, more cost strike. And you be no, ubet me confirm your mind say strike no, is it on?
It's on.
And nationwide, I didn't know course on the various campuses, sir.
I wouldn't know, but all that I know is that we have told our members that we have pursued and I say a fact one is and I'm on one about 20 and then to the freedom. Yeah, I said UTAG member be I didn't not be able for. The air questions here they didn't even cancel. I expect them to be not to be teaching. Period.
The word you use is expectation. Compliance is some to ensure so will be a compliant. How do you ensure that?
Well, UTAG has a history. I mean, you know, we are academics. We are not children. And we are not. We are an elite group, and so we expect people to follow through with instructions. And so normally we don't have people going around us. The other labor unions normally do. We expect people to comply. And so as I said, that is why I said it's my expectation. We have a history, and the history is that when it happens like that, nobody violates the instructions. And if anybody does, at the end of the day, we punish that institution. And so I expect everybody to comply. As far as I know, and the discussions I have with my executives across the nation, everybody is complying, and I expect that.
Prof, for how long will this travel?
Indefinite. As long as somebody pays a serious attention to our needs.
Yeah, because I know more lectures, senior lectures. Mama be bewo school. Obviously, this would affect them. Imagine home. Yeah.
I'm sorry, question. I'm not sure how to say we are not happy going on strike. We are not happy going on strike. It has become the last resort. And so that is why we are where we are today. Like you said, we have family, we have children, we have nephews and nieces. You know, so that is it.
Maybe so far, mucho mokratano on the 30th, no. Still, government in show signal be answered. Woman, what I said in Como.
Oh, I'm not show signals. I mean, I keep having a lot of calls. I mean, that is good. But you know, if you look at our press release on Wednesday, you realize that we categorically stated what is the issue is. And so we expect us to resolve it, period. So you may call me and all the talks, but that will not fix anything until something concrete is on the table. So we expect them to do that.
But you also more fretful. How many fretful?
Of course, I mean, when I say that it means government, I mean, I can't give you specific names, but they all work for government. They are responsible for where we are today. So that is how it is.
Almost here then.
Oh, basically we are talking. I mean, they think there should be a way to resolve the issues. We are only telling them that we knocked on their doors for a very long time, and they sat there for this thing to happen. And so, yes, now, instead of us not to have embarked on strike, we are here today on strike. And so, if anything, we have to have a common understanding. You know, sit down, talk, and when we are satisfied, maybe we can go back to our people, tell them what the offer is. And then maybe if they agree, they call off the strike. So that, as I said, the talking means heading towards the table, right? And so hopefully we will meet them soon.
Sir, Muntimi is Yamu Abraham Ogusu, our strike into Omokase, Abi Amunshia Yamepochina, mobile quality of the striker now.
Well, for us, and as I said, we've been doing this for the past 4 years, hoping that somebody will listen. And if you have called on strike, we have called strike and we are saying that we cannot meet you until we have called it off, then let it be. We are not interested in any cajoling and legalities and illegalities and all that. We have given timelines over the years, and nobody paid attention. So nobody can really come and tell us what to do now. We will do what we think is right. And of course, we have not violated any labor laws. And so, we will see. We will see.
When we be any alternative dispute resolution mechanisms be a new man can you tag betting me use I am do something so we say.
Answer me catch you say. UTAG strike has always been the last resort. That tells you that we used everything. Can you imagine you being called to a meeting by your superiors? I mean, people that are supposed to be responsible for your sector, and the same people invited you, and when you get there, they don't come to the meeting. Can you imagine that?
Opani cheche muye kakra because mentia say ye why mu na invite mu a mu kodu ho no ma o man turn up.
The responsible ministries.
Na say Ministry of Education invite mu nobody turned up.
The responsible ministries, because when it comes to negotiations, it is not only the ministry. There are designated ministries that are supposed to meet us. At the end of the day, it is government. That is why I've been using government. I don't want to specifically name anybody or something, because they are always working for Ghana.
But so generalizing and that's a government in this way, it doesn't help the conversation, because you see, the people of Ghana ought to be told, those who have been mandated to ensure we don't get to this point and have checked their responsibilities, and so we are where we are.
It will be strange for anybody to know, to say that I'm being paid by government and they don't know the responsible people the ministry or universities are under. It will not be fair. Let's just get it. The fact that people are there doesn't mean that the national radio can mean people, because they are not the institutions. I've given you, I said, institutions are under government. That should be good enough for you.
Opani, when we invite him, we could do on my woman turning up, no. Reasons been on the man when your man show up.
In fact, we didn't even get people to give us reason. But I might say that when we decided to strike, we got the yes. I mean, as at last Friday, we had a meeting and all the responsible agencies were there. But you see, as I said, we had categories that press release what the issues are, but they could not come and fix the issues. And so that is why we are here today. And that is why I said we keep on talking. And we are going to meet them again. And when sanity prevails, we call on the strikes.
Opani, sa incident here, we invite him, we are Mukoya, nobody showed up. No? How long ago was this?
It has been, in fact, it wasn't one. And I told you we started talking about condition of service some 2 years ago. Some 2 years ago. And that is why I said UTAG has shown a lot of consideration, has been patient. We thought at some point, we will listen to. And so again, that is why I told you that it had to be a last resort. That tells you that we did everything.
My line of questioning because who was the previous government? There was a minister for education, and then in this current administration, there is a minister for education very different from the other one. In order not for it to look like and Ebi Otun and Safremo and Amoko won't show up, but rather it was the previous one. That's why I'm asking. Say, when did this happen?
Since as I said, it's 2 years ago, and we started this 2 years ago, so it transcends between the current administration.
So it was during Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh's tenure, and away incident we is here.
Again, it is not when it comes to this. We don't negotiate with our mother ministry alone. It is finance, and then the meetings are held by faculties and salary structures, all that. So, I mean, that is why I said when you begin to bring in names like 99 people, you narrow the issues too much. It's brought his government, period.
All right. My final question, a bit of education I'm here. At what level, and I say status and a school in terms of Sabia and Cordano, if more control exams are now at the time what declare more striking, you know?
Oh, no problem. So answer universities, you know. If you are running a timetable, so I believe that around this time there will be differences in positions in the academic calendar. I know, sir, that the academic university. This week was supposed to be a reading week, right? I mean, the revision week, so that next week we start exams. You get me? There are UG, I think the same. I know UPSC, for example, they are done with exams and they are about vacancies. So there are differences in
Let's just say, one more virtual exams in the year. Obviously, this would disrupt the academic calendar for them if it continues.
Yes. I mean, you know, nobody has an academic calendar with a space for strike. Nobody plans for strike. So it is one of those things. Once it comes in, obviously, it disrupts something. I mean, that is for sure. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a need for us to go strike. No, it has to have an effect.
Obi ain't mean cause a UTAG for AM and so for because say if you are looking for the attention for negotiation to happen you've gotten the attention over the weekend most threatening some more air strike and I don't among quality of strike and among contrasting couldn't come on if it was the attention you are looking for.
You are very considerate. That is nice. But of course, I know you don't feel the same with me. You can say that, but as I said, in these days, you want to put your right foot forward, isn't it? We think this is the time.
All right, Prof. It looks like a line emo aye basakakra entino pacho. Yebedo asini mfa ayem committee trainer in Sihano. Professor Charles Maffin in Dim Command or UTAG for National President. What the situation reports ne